If you're thinking about buying a new construction home here in the Las Vegas Valley, then listen up. New construction homes are a great option to consider, and they can be even more attractive due to the builder incentives that builders are offering. If these incentives pique your interest, then it's first important to understand how they work so you can decide if the opportunity is right for you. This video is going to break down everything that you need to know about home builder incentives and how their special financing offers work. The reason that home builders even offer incentives in the first place is to attract more buyers during periods where there's lower demand. Currently, we're seeing a housing market that's seeing higher and higher and higher mortgage rates, but dwindling personal savings, meaning people's cash is tighter. So to make it easier for people to buy new construction homes, home builders are now offering two kinds of incentives. The first is going to be a cash credit in the form of either closing cost assistance or home upgrade credit, with the goal of lowering the amount of cash a buyer would need to close on a home that they want. Now, some builders are currently offering like 2 to 3% back in buyer closing cost assistance, with that form of credit being more commonly offered versus home upgrade credit, but it does vary by builder. The second form of builder incentive is going to be a special promotional financing offer, which are mortgages that come in at lower rates versus the market at large. Now, this allows buyers to get a lower monthly payment, so pulling the trigger is a little bit more affordable. Who wouldn't love a 5.5% mortgage rate when current mortgage rates are over 7%? I mean, with that difference, you're saving hundreds of dollars each month on your mortgage payment. Now, home builders are able to offer lower rates because, in the simplest form, they're essentially trading some of the profit that they'll make on the home that they sell you to buy down the interest rate on your loan. The catch is, you can't just use any lender to qualify for this. You must use the home builder's in-house lender or their affiliated lender if they don't have their own mortgage arm. And just to clarify, when I say things like in-house lender or mortgage arm, I'm referring to the fact that many home builders are now large enough to where they have their own mortgage companies. For example, Pulte Homes has Pulte Mortgage, D.R. Horton has DHI Mortgage, KB Homes has KBHS Home Loans, and so on and so forth. Quick side note, if you guys are interested in Las Vegas new construction homes and you want some more info, then check out the video I did last month for an in-depth breakdown. So one really important wrinkle to builder incentives is the fact that a majority of these incentives are reserved for quick move-in homes that close by a specific date. A quick move-in home can be a property where the buyer chose a specific model and lot they wanted, they executed a contract, and then they canceled the deal halfway through the building process. The builder's still going to finish the home, and then once they're done, they're going to offer it to the general public for sale. The other form is a spec home, which is a home built by the builder with no specific buyer in mind. Spec home features and upgrades are all pre-chosen by the builder, and then the property is offered to the market at large with a few months to go until completion. Now, the reason these incentives and promo offers are only good for quick move-in homes is because interest rates are ever changing. So builders can't promise to honor a specific rate they're buying down if the home they're selling is going to be completed in like 9 to 12 months. If you're thinking about buying a new construction home as an investment property because you loved the advertised promo rate, then I got some bad news for you. Special financing promo rates are based on the property being owner occupied and not for investments. Let me explain. Generally, the financing promo is going to list two offers for you, one for a conventional loan and the other for an FHA loan. And right off the bat, FHA loans are only for owner-occupied homes and can't be used for investments. Now, investors are not like excluded from buying new construction homes, and they can very well use a conventional loan to do so. But to qualify for the lowest possible promo rate on a conventional loan, the lender wants to know that there's the least amount of risk possible inside the deal. And in lending, that occurs when the owner is living in the home, since the likelihood of them not paying the mortgage decreases significantly. So, if your interest in a new construction home was piqued because you saw the very attractive promo rate, make sure you're buying it to live there. So aside from the owner-occupied requirement, what else determines if you can qualify for the lowest possible promotional rate from a new builder? The best rates are reserved for those considered to be the lowest risk borrowers, and that generally means buyers that have higher credit scores. Now, the advertised promo rates you see for new construction homes generally require around like 740 or higher credit scores, with some builders like Pulte requiring 780 or higher credit scores. It's pretty high. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't get a lower mortgage rate with the home builder's in-house lender if your credit score is below 740. You'd still be able to get a rate that's lower than the market at large, but a little bit higher than the quoted promo rate. So for example, let's say they're offering 5.5% to qualified buyers. Those that still qualify at a lower credit score might get 5.75% or a 6% rate instead, which is obviously lower than the 7% rate you would get on the open market. When you're reviewing a special financing offer from a builder and you see two different rates posted for the same loan type, it can be a little bit confusing. What's happening here is that the lender is quoting the interest rate along with the APR. So what does that mean? Well, according to consumerfinance.gov, an interest rate is defined as the cost that you will pay each year to borrow money expressed as an interest rate, but it doesn't reflect any of the other fees or charges that you may have to pay for the loan. Now, APR, or annual percentage rate, is essentially a broader measure of the cost to borrow money and includes things like the interest rate, the points you pay, any fees, or any other charges associated with the loan. So when you're considering the financing terms for a new construction homes, make sure you pay attention to the difference between the interest rate and the APR so you know how many additional fees are going to be tacked onto the loan in the long run. So my initial goal with this video was to show you guys specific incentives being offered by each of the builders here in Las Vegas. But in my research, I realized one really big thing. These incentives are constantly changing. And my main worry was that the actual incentives I quoted you would be long gone by the time you saw this video. So that should tell you something really important if you're seriously considering buying a new construction home. Pay attention to the incentive deadlines. Some of these deals are only good for like 2 to 3 weeks at a time, after which the promo rate could change based on demand or the current market rates. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions about Las Vegas new construction homes, along with any of the builder incentives currently being offered, then I'd love to hear from you. Have a great day.